you were successful with the rescinding the H-1B employer-employee relationship memo.
Mhm.
What was, what did it take to get this whole process done? Was this like a mass litigation by employers? I know it's from, IT Serve Alliance, a lot of member companies. I think, a bunch of us tried to support this whole issue. But what was your experience, and what do you see that's upcoming? Because there's a new H-1B modernization program. Do you think the immigration or the USCIS DHS is going to swing back and add more items to the employer-employee relationship once again? And if so, would you be willing to fight that once again?
Mhm. So in the case you're referring to, there was really two different issues that we took on. One was the process of USCIS denying or curtailing visas because of lack of existence of a project. And then the other was the employer-employee relationship. Those two issues had another layer of difference in that the employer-employee relationship test that they are running was completely contradictory to what the regulation says. And the agency has to follow its own regulation. It's not something that they can just ignore. And because it was obvious and directly in contradiction, the court really didn't have a whole lot of trouble getting rid of that rule. Now, the non-productive work or the existence of a project issue equally died, but on stronger grounds for us, which is it's in the statute. And if you've noticed, Congress isn't really doing anything these days, so there's not going to be any change to that statute anytime soon. So the law allows people to be in a non-productive status for lack of work. It's very explicit. It anticipates that there's going to be times you don't have anything to do. The law also requires that you get paid during that time, but whether or not you have a project is completely detached from whether or not you're maintaining status. And USCIS, I think, is coming out with this new modernization reg, and they're going to make a tax on both of these different losses that they suffered in court. They can change the regulation on the employer-employee relationship to some extent. I think they're going to be limited because the Department of Labor is really the one that's the expert agency in this field in terms of defining who's an employer and who's the proper signatory to the LCA. So I think there's going to be some statutory problems with any definition that they come up with. They can do all they want in regulation, but if that regulation contradicts the statute, they're done. And I think that's the problem they're going to be running into with trying to figure out ways to shorten the visas or not approve visas that don't have evidence of a project.
And for my viewers, can you explain what is a statute and these
So,
legal terms, in layman terms, please?
no worries. All right. So a statute, there's three different layers of federal law that are important. Constitution, which is supreme. You can't violate the Constitution if you're the government. You're not allowed to. Now, under the Constitution are statutes, and that's what Congress creates. Congress, they vote. If both houses approve and the president signs, that's a statute, that's in law, and the federal government has to follow it. Now, from that statute, oftentimes agencies are given authority to create regulation. And so they take their statutory authority and they make a regulation, but that regulation cannot contradict what Congress has already said. And so that's why I think we're in a good spot with them changing the regulations, because there's things that Congress has said that they can't run away from.
Okay. Thanks for that detailed explanation on this lingo.
Are you an IT consultant seeking a new opportunity? We offer job placement services for U.S. citizens, green cards, EADs, and visa holders. We also sponsor various work visas like H-1B, E3, TN, and green cards. 20 plus years of experience in the industry. Exceptional employee benefits. Highly rated by our employees. Global presence with 200 plus recruiters and direct clients. Connect with us. Call us on the number 833-412-8472 or mail us at support@higheritpeople.com or visit our website www.higheritpeople.com.